First, people don't realize that they're seeing a ghost. They might notice that the person's clothing, is 100 years out of date. And then they think, oh, they just work here in Old Town. They're wearing a costume or something. It usually isn't until the ghost does something, like levitates or walks through a wall or just vanishes into thin air, that people realize that they're seeing a ghost.
There's a distance between your intentions and what you do. Rabbi collects one of the nails that forms a black waiting moon. Numb under your skin, numb. You are so numb under your skin. Under your skin, numb. Under your skin. Under.
A lot of them, they tried to actually close us down because they were afraid, that the ghost would hurt their business, number one.
I heard somebody ran in the store all the way and then just dead stop at the wall. And the other lady came across the other way and I just felt this chill and then who was that? Who came running in like that? And I go, I don't know, it's just me. Just me and you here,
They have basically all of the signs of hauntings here, from full apparitions to sounds to things moving to goosebumps, your hair standing up on the back of your neck, unusual photographs, video, sound clips. Different parts of Old Town have all of it.
We could have swore this lady appeared out of nowhere and just said, go ahead, have a seat.
Old Town was founded in 1706, although people have lived in this area since 1632. So the history that we have here, I think, kind of is why that there are so many ghosts and hauntings here.
The ghost is Sarah. That's the one that we call Sarah. One night I had to lock the doors at the restaurant. I was leaving, and I wasn't going to be here, so I had given my keys to my brother, who's told me to this day he won't lock up for me anymore. but yeah, I asked him to lock up for me. I said, because I'm not going to be here. And so he said, okay, no problem, I'll lock up for you. And he was getting ready to lock up, and I told him, and remember to tell Sarah goodnight before you leave, because if you don't, she gets really upset. And so he just laughs at me. He thinks I was crazy. And so he said, okay, fine. And so then I left, and of course, he went to lock up and he couldn't find the keys. And so I started thinking, I know she gave them to me. I had them in my hand, and I put them in a drawer, So he starts looking all over for them. He searches pockets, he checks everywhere. Can't find the keys. And so then finally he said, Sarah, he said, I'm sorry, I didn't believe in you. But I really do need those keys because I gotta go home, And so I gotta lock up. And he just reached into his pocket and there they were. And so he hurried up and locked the doors, and he was running out the back door, and then he noticed that the light came on in the front room, and he just said, good night, Sarah, see ya. He just took off. He didn't want to even mess with the light or going back into the house. He just locked up and ran. And then the next day he calls me and he tells me, I will never lock that place up for you again. Never.
Does very weird things to electronics. Sometimes, cameras, cell phones, video cameras just stop working. Objects move, objects levitate, they go flying across the restaurant. And yeah, it's one of the more active and unusual haunts.
I heard somebody ran in the store all the way and then just dead stop at the wall. And the other lady came across the other way and I just felt this chill and then who was that? Who came running in like that? And I go, I don't know, it's just me. It's me and you here, But it was like a little lady, tapping with horseshoes. And it went and then it just stopped. And then shoes, and it went and then it just stopped. And then where it stopped, that was the big door to go into their living quarters. But we had it all remodeled.
Oh.
So that came down, and that's where it stopped. And every now and then you hear a big door open and then shut. Because I stay here late, and after 10:30, it's I hear that door and you slam it, And it's like, okay, I guess time for me to go. Just want to someone like standing there watching, going all around, and like I've seen something there, and I go to go help. There's nobody there, but you sense it, and then in the back.
I had this one gentleman who used to play the guitar for me there for years. He was a Nothin gentleman, and he played for a long, long time. And one time, he brought his significant other here, and she was here, and he was telling her the story. And she said, "Oh, Clarence," she said, "I really don't believe in that." And he said, "Well, okay, whatever." And they were getting ready to leave. All the lights in this front room went off except the ones on the showcase, which doesn't make any sense because you hit a breaker, the whole room goes off, right? And so it didn't make any sense, just the ones in the showcase, and all the other lights were off, and it was just really strange. And as soon as she left the property, the lights came back on. And Clarence was saying, "You better say something. You better apologize to her." He said, "She's going to let you know." But because we tried to turn the lights back on, and it's just like the switch had gone off.
I've seen some strange things down here. I've seen the reflection in the glass of a little girl walk between me and the group when there's no one there, but I see it in the reflection in the glass. And then one day I was looking over my shoulder, and I'm this far away, but I could clearly feel the hair brush across my arms, same location twice.
It was built in the early 1970s by a nun of the Dominican order, and it says that it's haunted by the lady in black. When people see her, it's a woman all in black veil, and when people see her, usually she's crying. When they walk into the little chapel, they have a strong reaction, and you can tell, the look on their face, that something's going on, and a lot of times they just say that they just feel overwhelmed.
It's like they're looking over, making sure everything's okay. I know it's a good spirit.